it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. So today we're going to make a Dutch fold card that was inspired by Splitcoast Stampers. You're going to want it to be your cardstock to be 8 inches wide and 7 1/8 inch tall. Then you're going to get your scoreboard. Now I do a video where I kind of talk you through whether or not you need a scoreboard, and I show you how to rig legal pad to make it into a score tool, or a scoreboard, excuse me. And I'll link that to the end, but for now I just wanted to walk you through it with a regular scoreboard. So on the 8-inch length, and that means your paper ends up at 8 inches, you're going to want to score at 2 inches and 6 inches. Whoa, had a little malfunction there. You know how that goes with me. Then you're going to turn it one turn, so now you're on the 7 and 1/8 inch side, and on this one you want to score at 2 3/8. Now my scoreboard is in eighths. You can count, from your 2-inch mark, you can count the dashes and see this one, if you count them, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till you get to the 3-inch. So you know that each one of those lines is an eighth. So when I want to do 3/8, it's 2 and 1, 2, 3/8. You're going to make a score. Now this is where I'm going to deviate from the way she does her card, because her system confused me a little bit. You have the long score that a score that goes the whole length of the card, but here is the line basically, and then there's a score right here. So we're going to get rid of that section on both sides. So that's our goal here, is to make sure that you don't see the score line when you have your card, once we finish cutting. So you want to cut on that side of the score so that you don't see any more score line. I hope that made sense. Our goal here is, once we cut this out, is you don't see any of your score line that you had there to begin with. I apologize if that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't, please ask me later, because then I'll be glad to help you with it. I like these scissors. They're the Fiskars Easy Action. They're easier for me to cut, and I should have got them to begin with, but I didn't. There's a little piece of stuff stuck there. Get that off. Okay, and you're going to cut again so that your score line is not there anymore, if it's possible. You just don't want to see it if you can avoid it. Okay, out. Now, you have this section right here, this little square. We're not going to count that. We're going to fold that back. I'm going to put it like this. And then we know that this is roughly 4 3/4. We want to fold this back on itself so that it is exactly in half. And if you can do it this way, it's fine. You just want to make sure that you have a nice clean fold there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in. I'm going to make sure you can see this. We're going to fold it in so it matches, it comes right up to that other score line. Once we folded that piece up and we fold these two pieces in, our Dutch fold card is made. You could do this with scoring, and she gave me some confusing information on how to do this score. I couldn't follow it. I'm sorry. This was the easiest way for me to do it, and the only thing I did was I cut the sides out, and then I folded this piece in. So I hope you follow that. That is the essence of the gatefold card. Now all we need to do are our layers that we're going to do for the papers that we're going to cover it with. And those are the papers, and then of course our decorations. So let me grab all of the little pieces of paper that we're going to use on this, and I'll be right back. So I took a sentiment, oh geez, from my creative time, this and that, and on the outside I'm using Hey There Sunshine, and I've used my Onyx Black from VersaFine, and I used clear embossing powder and heat set it. And on the inside of the card I wrote Take Care of Yourself, same stamp set, same system with the Onyx Black. And this paper I got from my friend Kay. She made a bunch of really nice background sheets, and so what I've done is I've cut them so that they will fit on the front of my card. The first one, this is going to be a 3 3/4 by 2 1/8 piece, and then this is 2 1/2 by 1 7/8. Not too bad. Now I have this other piece I want to do. Then these pieces are going to be, the matte piece is going to be 2 1/4 by 1 11/16. That's this piece. And then this piece is going to be 2 by 1 7/16. So I'll stick those down. And I have another one of those running amok. So we'll put those down. And that way we can get all of our pieces glued down. Okay. So that's all the fronts to our card. So we can just close our card up. It goes like this. And so we'll take our pieces and glue them down. I'm using tear tape because I think, as I said, she used watercolor paper. So watercolor paper is a much heavier weight paper, and if you're going to be putting anything down with watercolor paper, you need a really strong adhesive to keep it in place. Okay, and we're going to put this piece on our flap. Close. There's that one. And then our little pieces we're going to put on our little flaps. Okay, before I go any further, I want to make sure I get my mat correct. The outside, the green mat, is 2 inches by 1 11/16, and the inside mat is 1 3/4 by 1 7/16. So that's this size. The bigger one is 3 3/4 by 2 1/8. So now we have all of our measurements correct. I just want to make sure I didn't screw that up because I was a little confused there for a minute. Next thing I want to do is I want to poke some holes in these. I think I'm going to put some brads on them. I thought the card just needed a little bit something more. So I have 2 of these. Then I'm going to have to figure out where I want my brads. And I want enough brads that it looks right. So I'm going to use maybe some green and some pink, or I don't know. So I guess what I want to do is look at them first and see if I like the green or the pink, or how I... Alright, maybe I'll put one in the center of this one. And that'll be hopefully big enough for... that's not the big one. This is the big one. I'll shove one of these in here. And then what I'll do, take off that backing on that. Then what I'll do is I'll put 2 of the smaller ones. If I have this here, then I think I'm going to put one here and one here. Hopefully that'll look decent. If it doesn't, you'll be the first to know. So we'll stick these in here. I just thought the card needed something. I also have some ribbon going on too that you'll see in a second. Okay, get this back off and throw these back down. Now I can go ahead and lay these down. I think I'm going to go this way. making sure, or trying to make sure that we're straight. There's that side, and then on this one, and line it up hopefully. It's not as straight as it could be, but it's not horrible. Okay. Now we're going to get rid of our mat. We don't need it anymore. And I used my AliExpress sets of dies, and I cut out the second one from the bottom and the third one from the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I put a piece of ribbon that I'm going to take and I'm going to glue it to this piece. I'm going to center this, so I need to put some tear tape on the back of it. I'm going to center this piece on the bottom section, and then I'm going to put ribbon all the way underneath the bigger green paper that's under, that's the lining right here. So let me put this in the center. Oops. Oh no, don't do it. Woo, that was scary. That looks like it's kind of in the center. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little scissors and I'm going to cut my ribbon long enough, get out of there, long enough that I can shove it underneath the green paper. I don't think it needs to be that long. Get that off. Okay. Now I'm going to shove it under here. Then I'm going to lift up this side of the middle of the green. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put the ribbon that I just lost. I'm just going to shove it up under there. Come on, buddy. We want to go in the center, just like we did on the other side, so I gotta line it up better. Then I'm going to stick my scissors under the center of the green like I did on the other side. Yes, I could have done this in advance. Trust me when I say I realized that I could have come up with this plan a little bit better. But, you know, it wouldn't be a video of mine if I did things without flying by the seat of my pants. It's just my system, and I do it. It's my way of doing it. Okay. So that's our card so far. And next thing I want to do is I have an extra strip of this paper, and I thought what I would do is put it on the inside. Let's see how far we can go. I think that looks good. I think I'm going to do it above it. There's that part. And this. And I think what I'm going to do, because these the upper side wants to open up, I think I'm going to get some of my ribbon like this, and I think I'm just going to go underneath my brad a few times. I don't even know if I'm going around it. I'm just spinning now. I think I'm just spinning. Okay, let me see. That looks good. Now I'm going to cut off the extra. Yeah, I know I should have measured it better, but I didn't. I'm going to tuck my edge under. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go around this one just once. Go around this way, and then we're going to go down to this one. So then I have this excess. I think I'm just going to cut it. So here is our card and our envelope. I hope you enjoyed this and that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell one friend about me. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.